Hey everyone, Lenny Pinna here at home in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. It's been a gray, dreary, rainy day. So this morning when I woke up, I decided it would be a good day to stay in all day and to clean and organize. And I thought it'd be the perfect opportunity to light a couple of candles and review them for this evening. So I chose Butterfly. I thought that would lift my spirits in the morning and on a dreary day, and Palo Santo later in the day. I was introduced to both of these candles when I was down in Atlanta in December. I remember just taking a whiff of this in the store while we were filming, and it caught me with this airy, outdoor, linen-y, breezy sort of note. The same happened when Bonnie and I reviewed this a couple of weeks ago or last week, I guess. And that's why I brought it home to light it. And so I will remind you that the notes are raspberry nectar, iris petals, and airy vanilla. When I first took a whiff this morning, I got this lovely rounded scent. It had the raspberry and the vanilla supporting and blending with this sort of dry iris note. And I was excited. Really had a cheery note to it. So I lit it. It took a little while for it to begin to throw a scent. I waited a little while. Also, I lit it downstairs here where there's an open plan of kitchen, dining room, and living room. And it wasn't really throwing far, and then when I finally started to detect it just a little bit, I thought it was very mild. And then when I walked upstairs, where the staircase is in the dining room, I detected it a little bit more. So, like heat rises, I think the scent was rising. It was interesting because at that moment it was sort of like a simpler scent. It was more like this linen with a little dry floral note to it. The raspberry and the vanilla, interestingly, seemed to recede, almost drop out. I thought that very curious. And so I let it burn a little while longer, and then I thought I was going to try an experiment. I would take it upstairs to a bedroom that was far on the other side of the house, and I would shut the door and light it there. And so I did. And as I went back into the room, I got a much more present scent. Interesting though, the raspberry and the vanilla came back a little. It wasn't as pronounced as it was when you first take a whiff of it, but it was present. And I went back to the room a few times to just see how it was doing. And sure enough, I kept getting this very present scent. It had a little bit of raspberry and a little bit of vanilla. Then I blew out the candle. I thought I would check later to see, I leave the lid off to see how long it lingered. And a couple hours later, I went back in and it still had some nice scent. Interesting, as it cools down, what came forward again was the raspberry and the vanilla. So when it's lit, it seems to disappear. And I actually even detected a little bit of like a lit wick quality to the scent. It's as if the scent receded and I got more of the lighting. And then when it cooled down, back to this fuller scent with raspberry and vanilla. So that was that candle. So the Palo Santo. I do love Palo Santo. Everyone that knows me already knows that. The scents notes are Palo Santo wood, warm amber, and soft musk. This is one of my favorite scents, and it does have the Palo Santo supported and rounded by the warm amber and the musk. And interesting, I did a little experiment again with this, and that is I had a little piece of Palo Santo, the wood. My son gave this to me when he got some, and I lit it, and I wanted to see what part was Palo Santo, and the Palo Santo is a stronger, woodier note. It also has a sort of a sacred incense quality. You can really feel like that smoked wood that really has like an incense. Well, the warm amber and the musk make it a little richer and rounder, but the Palo Santo is the center scent. And I can say that I lit it upstairs first. in a room, and it throws immediately. I could sense it in a couple of the rooms, even walking into the hallway. So then I decided I would bring this downstairs and see how it throws in the whole area. And sure enough, the whole area, you can really detect the scent. Interesting that when I was introduced to this in Atlanta, I was introduced to the Bath and Body Works Palo Santo. And I will say that there is a little difference between the White Barn and the Palo Santo, and that is that the White Barn, it's the same scent, it's just a little milder. It's very present, it still throws, it still lingers a long time, it's just not quite as strong. I remember lighting this, and for days, you just smell this in the air. So that's one difference I can tell you, but it definitely is still a favorite of mine, and I appreciated it later in the day while I was sort of resting and getting ready. And so these are the two candles that I wanted to share with you today. I will have a few more before I come back to Cleveland, and I will share those with you. And I'm going to also try to get in a cooking video while I'm here before coming back to Cleveland. So thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.